From what I've been seeing and reading lately, the potential explosion in the future, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree. The potential explosion in the future for bank coins like XRP, XDC, XLM is through the roof. Look at the positioning lately. I mean, look at the facts that are on the table. Now, listen, we're going to get into this article right here. We have some XRP news today, XDC news. We have some Bitcoin news. We have a lot of stuff to get through today. But look at the positioning. Remember when I said about the stable coin, it goes hand in hand with XRP. It puts XRP in a certain position where it's going to be advantageous to companies that are using Ripple systems to keep XRP at an elevated price, so that Ripple in itself, by serving those companies, always has the liquidity to keep that stable coin pegged permanently. You see, do you understand what I'm trying to say? They have hundreds of banks. They're not like Circle. They're not like Tether, where, they came from the outside and, they were going on a hope and a prayer that they would get accepted. No, Ripple is starting off with banks in the back pocket, right? So when it comes to that stable coin, that's why we're getting articles and they're asking Garlinghouse questions about, the stable coin that's coming out and it versus USDC. USDC got depegged and then they froze the USDC, which for people like me, I don't trust USDC to this day. Because of that, I don't care what anyone says, but they're asking them questions like that. And it's a clear victory for whatever Ripple stablecoin is going to be. Let's keep it real. Might as well call it the XRP stablecoin. Might as well call it that, because now when Brad Garlinghouse says it'll be easier for us to keep XRP pegged than for USDC to stay pegged, or how did I say pegged? No, I might have said depegged. I may have misspoke, but it's easier to keep XRP pegged to the dollar than it would be for USDC. Why? Because Ripple, anytime they want, they're sitting on a ton of XRP. They could liquidate that XRP to keep the stable coin stable, right? To keep it from depegging when everything else gets depegged. Why are they asking these questions? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a bean. This is what they used to say, right? See, I've memorized all that. But there is going to be depeggings coming. Facts. Every single economist, top economists, all the top real analysts have said that banks are going down. You had 2 billionaires coming out and they're both saying, hey, listen, at some point we're expecting banks to go down 1 per week at some point in the future. That's the near future. If the banks are going down, folks, make no mistake about it. There's going to be bank runs. You know what the normal people do. The normal people, they pretend like they don't know anything. Then when the panic happens, they start running to the bank. I got to pull my money out. And that's what causes the bank runs. Then they shut down the banks, the accounts. Then they shut down the ATMs. And that's when everything else starts happening, right? Everything that's chained to those banks, those assets begin to be affected. There's a ripple effect. I forgot what the phrase is that they use, but a lot of these stable coins get hit at that time. Like they take a hit, they take a shot. Because you had the algorithmic stable coins were the first ones. There's always a problem with these stable coins. The point I'm making is that the Ripple stable coin won't have that problem. And it's because of XRP. So now let's circle back around, folks. Come with me. Circle back around to why it's important for XRP's price. So if you got Bank of America, Santander, SBI, we can go on and on, HSBC, you got all these backers. And a whole lot of them, apparently, that we don't even know the names of. This is what they say. Do your own research. But if you have all of these financial institutions that love the XRPL, that love XRP, then they have a vested interest to make sure not only XRP's price is looking good, because the higher the price, the lower the transaction fees. Keep that in mind. The higher the price, the lower the transaction fees. The higher the price, the harder it is for retail, if they ever rear their heads, to bring instability to this XRP, this precious XRP that the banks love. So that's one catalyst. Two, the stable coin. Remember the closed ecosystems. Remember that the private ledger. You can't have two different prices of XRP. You can't. Who's the stable coin for? You think it's for retail? We got a lot of stable coins out here. Who is Ripple's prime target? Institutions, right? And let's not joke. Look, yeah, sure, we have SBI using the XRPL. We have Volante Tech using the XRPL. We have Uphold involved. We got a lot of people using the XRPL. But let's not kid around. Ripple is the big dog on the block. So now I take that into account when I'm thinking about the direction that they're trying to take XRP in and what they're bringing to the table. It's not Ripple that's important. It's what they bring to the table. And those banks say, listen, we want a Bitcoin of our own. Yes, they want to make money off of Bitcoin. They want a Bitcoin of their own. Have they selected it yet? No, they haven't. And all those projects, you've seen them. We told you that those projects were nothing special. Oh, JPM coin. And now they're working on another project. Those are throwaway projects. JP Morgan just came out. I know some people don't watch the entire videos. I'm putting out so much good information. Subscribe to the channel, by the way. You want real news? I'm giving you crypto news, treasuries news, bank news, all types of news, and it's all relevant to the new financial system. But JP Morgan came out itself and was complaining about what a week ago. They were complaining about fragmentation and the diminishing global reach of central banks, global reach, because of the fragmentation of the world. They don't have the reach that they used to, and it's rapidly diminishing. A multipolar world. This is how they phrase it, right? That's going to continue, whether people want to stick their heads in the sand or not, whether people want to believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It's what's actually happening. We have to go by reality. So then, what pulls everything together? Who are the last ones that have global access, global reach, global interoperability? Bank coins, Ripple, Stellar, Algorand, Quant, Flare, Chainlink, Solana. Wait, did you see the live stream yesterday? We did the live stream. I posted it, but people get a sample of what we're going to be doing in the members only section. Did you see the live stream? Now, if you watched a little bit into the live stream, we covered a document in there. What did the document say? Oh, it was so potent. Go watch that live stream. It's up to you if you want the information or not. We covered a document in there. It was oh so potent. And you could see the domination coming. What was the year that they said? Everything is lining up. So, I mean, let's circle back around. Things are getting so powerful, so potent, it scares people. They don't want to believe. That's on them. They don't want to believe because it's getting so big. It's getting so hot. It's almost to the end, and some people don't want to let go. It's almost over. As soon as they say, hey, listen, the SEC case is completely done, completely finished. Because let's not kid ourselves. Just like the banks are waiting on that announcement, a lot of retail is also. Boom. I don't know how high the price is going to go, but I'm expecting an explosion as soon as that announcement occurs. But it won't be long. It won't be long lasting. As soon as it explodes, people are going to start taking rapid profit. I already know that. I'm being as realistic as possible, but that's when it all starts. The floodgates open. The floodgates open. This is why you're getting so much activity here. All right. So now listen, we don't really have to cover the XR. That was pretty much my thoughts on the XRP article. All right. It was titled Garlinghouse explains why it is easier for Ripple to repeg its stablecoin to $1 than USDC. 100%. He's not going to say it outright. I'm going to say it's because of XRP. They can liquidate XRP and have that cash on hand. They can reallocate that value anytime they want. And that's a huge thing. And that's going to be huge for XRP as well. Like I said, when those institutions take over XRP, that's what I believe. That's what I think, because that's what XRP stands to serve. It was built for institutions. XLM was always said to be the people's coin. Okay. XRP for the banks and institutions, right? So that's who I expect to dominate, XRP. If everything goes according to plan. Of course, there's no guarantees, although people are not going to hear me say that. They hear everything else. They don't hear that there's no guarantees. They don't hear that. So it is what it is. But now, let's go here. We have some XDC news, Zenfin, one of our original bank coins, right? We don't cover it often, but I think people already know how potent XDC is. There, every single time they come out with something, I told you, it's potent, it's powerful, it's explosive. They have some of the most brilliant minds in the business working at Zenfin. So there's no way I think they're going to lose, but this article is titled XDC Token Triumphs in SBI Group Experiment for B2B Settlement Transactions. I got my anime hoodie on, you know. I usually only wear my stuff like that when I'm working out. This is my Kaneki. How many of you know what character, what anime that's from? There's probably not a lot of anime watchers out there, right? Anyway, XDC token triumphs in SBI Group experiment for B2B settlement transactions. The XDC token has successfully passed an experiment for fiat settlement and business-to-business transactions by SBI XDC Network APAC and SBI R3 Japan. SBI Group announced this groundbreaking development via official press statement today, May 31st. This now completed experiment with the XDC token commenced in December 2023, leveraging the Corda blockchain and Corda bridge. Notably, SBI Group and XDC Network partnered on May 31st, 2023, when SBI VC Trade began handling Japan's first crypto, XDC. Handling Japan. It says, that's interesting. It says, essentially, the settlement transaction trial using XDC coincided with the second anniversary of this strategic partnership. Per the latest update, SBI Group aims to enhance the integration of the XDC network with Corda and broaden the Corda bridge technology applications. The SBI Group is optimistic that these efforts will reinforce their partnership and lay the groundwork for enhancing the efficiency of business-to-business payment processes and trade transactions. Once again, now this is the part where I say, please smash that like button. All right. Background to XDC POC. Significantly, these Japanese financial giants executed the proof of concept to test the feasibility of using the XDC token for fiat settlements and B2B transactions. How, if you're going to have trillions at some point flowing through XDC, what does it do to that price? This is real stuff happening, folks. Although people are going to turn their heads, you're not going to hear a whole lot said about XDC. Although XDC is shining, it's just so crazy to me. I guess queue up the next meme coin everybody's going to push. I guess. I mean, it is what it is. Now, it says settlements and B2B transactions by connecting two distinct blockchain platforms. The first is Corda, a private blockchain renowned for its interoperability and privacy, which are crucial for B2B dealings. The second is XDC Network, a layer 1 public blockchain network compatible with private chains. Notably, this connection was facilitated through the Corda bridge. It continues. This integration aims to facilitate the comprehensive settlements that cover both private aspects, such as confidential transaction data, and the public aspects, like transfer of value. By doing so, they aim to provide an efficient settlement method that could reduce the time and cost of international trade transactions. Once again, like I said, Zenfin doing it big, XDC doing a great job as usual, at least the team behind XDC, and of course SBI, blazing the trail as they usually do. SBI loves XRP, loves XDC. See how everything always goes together? Doesn't Quant also have Overledger for XRP and XDC? I think XDC is in there, right? For Overledger? People don't even see that Voltron. I know I'm saying Voltron. I don't know what machine comes together now that people will reference, but my machine when I was younger was Voltron. They're forming Voltron. They're forming a united front. It's been going on for years. That's the new financial system. They all work together, right? They all work together. Even if you look at the World Economic Forum connections, they said, well, we like XRP, we like XLM, we like XDC, we like Cello. They're all connected some way, one way or the other. This is one system we're watching. It's just, I think most people happen to watch one aspect or another as it's coming together. But what it means is that the potentiality is bigger than most people could ever imagine. And it's just because it's taking time. That's what's getting to people. It's taking time. I mean, it is what it is, and to each his own. You got to do what you got to do. But these systems don't come together very quickly, especially when you're talking about generational wealth, period. The new 1%, all of that, that's not going to come easy. It's not going to come easy at all. It's been taking a little time because of the agenda. They want to bring down the other system enough, the legacy system enough, the old standard system enough where they can implement this successfully. And once again, I'm trying to say a lot with saying a little. Go watch that live stream. You scroll like maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes in. And then once I start reading from that document, it's going to tell you everything you need to know. This new financial system is going to take over. They confirmed almost everything that I've been saying all this time. It's coming. Just my humble opinion, but that's what I'm seeing. Not financial advice. You do what you want to do. Now, let's go here. We got a little bit of Bitcoin news. All right. Little bit of Bitcoin news. So now this article here is titled Billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya says it makes sense for countries to hold Bitcoin in dual currency environment. No doubt Bitcoin has its part to play. 100%. Billionaire venture capitalist Chamath Palihapitiya says it would be a smart move for some countries to use Bitcoin alongside their local currency. In a new installment of the All In podcast, Palihapitiya says he recently spoke with Wences Casares, a Silicon Valley entrepreneur who introduced him to Bitcoin in 2010 when Bitcoin was trading around $80. Palihapitiya says Casares explained a, quote, powerful concept, unquote, that maps out a path for the mass adoption of Bitcoin. Quote, when I talked to Wences about this, how he explained it, which makes a lot of sense to me, is that there are a lot of countries that will never look at Bitcoin credibly, even if they support it. The US may be one of those, but there's an increasing body of countries that will become dual currency, and they will look at their local currency, and then they will look at Bitcoin. They will say both of these things are needed. One, when you're transacting on a daily basis for random goods and services, and two, when you need to buy a permanent asset that needs to have a residual value, you'll use something like BTC. And I think that's a very powerful concept, unquote. The billionaire also says that Casares asked him to look at the performance of Bitcoin after each halving, an event that cuts miners' rewards in half. Palihapitiya shares a chart suggesting that Bitcoin could skyrocket close to $500,000 by October 2025 if Bitcoin repeats its performance in the last market cycle. Quote, and if you look at what this price chart could indicate is that if this thing starts to get to these levels of appreciation, it is going to completely replace gold. I disagree with that, and start to become something that has transactional utility for hard assets. If you marry that with this worry that some folks have about the dollar debasement, you start to see some really interesting opportunities, unquote. I have to disagree 100%. I love Bitcoin. I'm a holder of Bitcoin. I worked hard to accumulate what I feel is a respectable amount of Bitcoin. There's no way will I ever take Bitcoin over a brick of gold, a bar of gold, a coin, anything, gold, anything that's in my hand that I control physically. No, it will never do that. And I think that's a dangerous game to play, in my humble opinion, with value. To have something fully, your value just completely digitized. No, I need something solid in my hand that I control 100%. You're going to have to come and get it from me. That's how I feel about it. Even if all systems went down, there was a solar flare, there was a coronal mass ejection, there was an EMP, brick of gold right here. And then we go from there, deciding on what value is going to be used for this or that. We'll go from there, but it's in my hand, like a silver bar physically. Nothing's going to replace gold or silver. I just don't see that. I disagree. This sounds good as a way to get people into Bitcoin, but here's the thing I don't understand about a lot of people that support Bitcoin. At this point, I don't think you need to convince people anymore. It's like they still believe they have to convince people to get Bitcoin. No, you don't. No, you don't. The people know Bitcoin is good. Some people believe it's bad. They know it's a moneymaker, but they've been convinced that it's bad. If you're talking about that crowd, and that crowd is not going to move until their mainstream media tells them to move. That's not going to happen. They grew up watching the mainstream media. They grew up watching those reporters. They believe in them. They trust in them. They eat them. They eat dinner and watch them every night. That conditioning, you're not going to override that conditioning with a few words in an article saying it's better than gold. Like, no, that sounds good. That sounds good, but that's not going to do what you want it to do. No, I'll take my gold. I have my Bitcoin. I have my gold. Thank you. Yeah, that's how I look at it. So now, moving on here, we're hearing a little bit more from, I believe this is one of the Chainlink people here, and he's been screaming to the sky, trying to tell people what's coming in crypto. I'm listening 100%. You have my ear, sir. This article is titled, and we might close out with this one. We'll see how far we get today. It's titled Hundreds of Trillions. Hundreds of trillions, quote unquote. Sergey Nazarov says 2024 is year crypto and global financial system merge. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if it's all going to happen in 2024, but is it the beginning? Yeah, for sure. Chainlink co-creator Sergey Nazarov says this could be the year that sees a great merger between blockchain and the traditional global financial system. In a speech at Consensus 2024, Nazarov says the market for on-chain assets is more than $100 trillion. The Chainlink co-creator shares a chart showing that the $2.7 trillion debt market and the $106 trillion stock market can move into blockchain. The chart also shows that other assets such as global real estate and derivatives can be tokenized. And we're all familiar with that, but we're getting closer and closer to this happening in mass is what he's saying. Nazarov says that eventually all financial assets will take place on chain, and that in 2024 is the year that the global financial system will start moving its settlement systems onto public blockchains. Quote, so we're kind of at another tipping point where the amount of value that you're seeing in the real world asset, digital asset tokenization trend, even on public chains, has now surpassed DeFi. And this isn't even counting all the value in private chains, banks chains, and all those more private systems. So it's even more value than that. So what happens to the price? Where's this value going to go? Can we be serious for a moment, people? That value is going to go into the legit utility coins, smart contracts, because that value has to be controlled. And they want to utilize it in different ways. Who are the top DLTs for that? Mostly the ones we talk about here. A lot. And if they get a piece of that value, what does it do to that price? Come on now. It's coming slowly, but there's a huge wave coming. Everybody's telling the people. They're all telling it. Blockchain owners telling the people. Billionaires are telling the people. You have some bank heads telling the people, right? You even had Larry Fink telling the people. I've been telling the people it's coming. Everyone can't be wrong. It's not so. The world we're going to is still the world where all the world's value, all the credits, all derivatives, all commodities, everything is basically on chain and represented on chain and composable on chain into more and more advanced financial products in an efficient, quick way. So we're not taking months, we're talking minutes to seconds. Right now, what takes months will take minutes to seconds. And as more and more assets get on chain, they'll become composable and they'll begin to create their own benefits from being composed into more and more advanced baskets of things. So right now, we're basically in the position where we're at a tipping point where the numbers have surpassed what they were in the past. And we're on a trajectory where all the world's biggest institutions are starting to look at how to put their value on chain. He says starting, which means we're still at the beginning. So what is to come? I'll leave it at that. Let you tell me. Tell me in the comments section. I appreciate every single one of you being here. Please, once again, if you haven't already, I humbly ask, smash that like button. Oh, yeah, you got to humble yourself sometimes to ask certain things. Yeah. But I appreciate every single one of you being here. I hope you had a great weekend, a great Saturday, great Sunday. I hope you were getting some love. I hope all of goodness was shining down upon you. All right. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.